Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tells Suge Knight, "You're better off having me as a friend than an enemy." What does Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. know that would make Suge Knight adhere to those threats? Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like those cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, Platinum Artist, Platinum Songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor. Click on what appears to be that little bell notification if you would like to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game. Also, click on the thumbs button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. It's very much appreciated. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, the war of words and back and forth has been ignited between former security of Death Row, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., and the former CEO Suge Knight. In the latest video that Reggie did over on Vlad, Reggie called Suge Knight a douche. And basically, in the video that they did on Bums First, Reggie threatened Suge and said that Suge was better off having him as a friend than an enemy, as if Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. knows something that could be possibly harmful to Suge Knight. It's been speculated over the years, many different reasons and conspiracy theories and things of that nature involving Suge Knight and Tupac's death. Like I said, I have no reason to believe that Suge Knight wanted Tupac hurt. You know, most people were saying, you know, some kind of life insurance policy. You know, that didn't factor in. And based on the fact that the only person that had a life insurance policy was Tupac, with his sister. Tupac had a life insurance policy with his sister Setua as the beneficiary. And there was no other life insurance policy that I know of that was on Tupac's life. But Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., on the other hand, has been lodging threats at Suge Knight. And it seems at times he's insinuating that Suge Knight is saying one thing publicly, but then behind the scenes calling him and saying another thing. My thing is, why don't, you know, if everything that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is saying is true, why don't he have Suge Knight on Bums First? Right now, Suge Knight is igniting the feud and, like I said, making a bunch of accusations on the Art of Dialogue. I think that is getting under the Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. skin. One in particular is Suge Knight alluded to the fact that he wouldn't want to be handicapped or anything like that. He'd rather die, I believe, than be handicapped. And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. took that as a shot or a dig at him. You know, the fact of the matter is Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has very thin skin, as he's got on the internet and called people gay. He calls me Gap Tooth and various other people names. He even calls, you know, the sad part, the little racism coming out of him. He even calls a Caucasian individuals saltine crackers. You know, and you know, the crazy part about that is I've never heard anybody say anything about Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. as far as anybody Caucasian saying anything about him from that perspective. But that's who he is. But it seems like when the shoe is on the other foot, then Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. goes into this this scathing level of disrespect and just starts calling people names. More importantly, when you think about the big picture overall, in the Tupac murder and the shooting, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has made some crazy lies up, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, I think that's what's getting to him as far as dealing with me. You know, I pointed out all of the lies that he's talked about and made up. And basically everything since the inception of Tupac's death, from him being shot, him taking Yaki Gaddafi down to the police station without his mother's permission, you know, the Frank Alexander situation, him, you know, basically trying to, he said he manipulated Frank into fabricating a story about Orlando trying to snatch Tupac's chain. Suge Knight telling him allegedly who shot the BMW up that night in Las Vegas. And I think that's one of the things that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is so upset about too, because, you know, he tried to unilaterally take control of the narrative, you know, not knowing that Suge Knight was going to speak out, not knowing that Frank Alexander was actually recording him, telling him not to go or not to receive the subpoena, not knowing that people were really listening and paying attention to the fact that he lied to the grand jury in regards to, or should I say, admitted the truth about a lie he had told publicly about the Nextel radios and all of the other things that you could possibly think of that he lied about. He lied about, you know, being fired. You know, like I told you guys, he pushed the firing letter up to June, right? June to July. You just heard him say that Yasmin Fula was fired in around June to July, when it was actually him that was fired in August. You know, these deceitful lies that Reggie has told have been now exposed. And so I think it leaves him no other alternative other than to now try and, you know, go on Vlad's channel and try to clear up those lies. But it simply won't work, because a lot of these lies have been documented in YouTube videos at different intervals of Reggie the Rat Wright Jr.'s YouTube career, if you will. And so now that we've come to the point, Suge is speaking out, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. still, when Suge says a story, you know, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. will come out and do a video, be like, I told y'all about that story. Y'all remember I told you that? You know, when it wasn't his story to tell at all. And so now he's losing content. Now it's attack. So him calling Suge Knight a douchebag, saying that Suge Knight actually used a Tupac Shakur as a shield on September 7th, 1996, when the car was being shot up. Like I said, all of these things are being said now by Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. And none of them are true. Like I said, once again, he's admitted to not being there, right? He's admitted to telling the grand jury what he considered was what the atmosphere was like in and around that time and what was going on. But one thing he can't do is deny the fact that he was the one that created the atmosphere for Tupac to be assassinated. And the reason for that is because Tupac had fired him as his personal security, you know, after death row hours were over. Like I said, he still worked for Suge Knight, and Suge Knight said it out of his mouth. And the other day, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. alluded to the fact that he had had a personal conversation with Suge Knight, you know, and that he had recorded. He basically alluded that he had recorded Suge's conversation, and Suge told him, yeah, he did ask for 5 security guards, and Reggie seemed like he was mad about that, because I guarantee you, like I said, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. recorded that conversation, and if Suge had walked that back or said that he didn't do that, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. would have put that out against Suge Knight's permission, basically saying that, see, I told you. But the thing about that is that situation with Suge saying that, and he also said in that statement, in the original statement, that I had 2 of the best guys on Tupac that night, but Reggie pulled them off of him. It didn't have to happen like that. that is one of the key elements that has bothered Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. I think the most, other than lying about being fired, other than being exposed and making the confession as to that he had got, basically Frank Alexander exposed him when Reggie asked him to lie. So there's so many exposés going on that it's crazy involving him. And so the only thing that he can do is, lower himself to these little schoolyard, tactics of calling names and things of that nature. It doesn't even matter, because at the end of the day, when you deal with the facts and the truth of the matter, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is responsible, is negligible in the death of Tupac Shakur. I call it criminal negligence. And like I said, and he's lied so many times. I mean, there's not one truth. Well, let's get it clear. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. cannot say anything about the murder of Tupac Shakur because he wasn't there, right? He can't say anything about who did it because he wasn't there, right? He can't say anything about if anybody whispered anything into Tupac's ear or not, or whispered it to the homies or whoever else because he wasn't there. And so nothing that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. says in regards to that could be possibly true, because he simply what? He wasn't there. And so the only thing he can allude to is what somebody told him, what he heard at that time. And then again, that's hearsay conversation, so you don't really know if that's true at all. Like I said, most of the rest of the stories he's been telling has been, borrowed from Suge Knight, and ear hustling from Suge Knight, and things of that nature. Like I said, once again, when the Diddy story came out, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. actually put up pictures of naked females in close proximity to Suge Knight and Tupac. And, Reggie made the insinuation, which also he was not there for, that somehow Suge Knight and Tupac were having freak-offs, if you will. We don't know if that's true. We don't know if they were just strippers or whatever. They had a party or what. We don't know any of that, and neither did Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. I think that's one of the reasons that Suge Knight is so upset in dealing with Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. But now we have this war of words and back and forth. A few weeks ago, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was attempting to defend Suge Knight as if Suge Knight wasn't a big enough man to defend himself from whatever may come his way. And so Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. also alluded to the fact that he understood and knew why Suge Knight had lost his appeal. Once again, giving the impression that he has a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on when he simply what? He wasn't there. And so the bigger picture is, it's kind of sad, actually. It's kind of sad. And now he's over on Vlad's channel trying to clean up all of the lies that he's told, but it simply won't work. It simply won't work. So, like I said, I just thought I needed to bring you this, the level of discontent at this particular time, dealing with Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., just with basically everybody. Anytime, the Art of Dialogue does a video, he'll respond and try to tell you where Suge is wrong versus where he's right, or versus where, I told y'all that story before. Y'all know I told y'all that story. Once again, it wasn't Reggie the Rat Wright Jr.'s story to tell. It wasn't. He was just basically being a chatty patty about other people's information and trying to make it seem as if he was more involved or in the know than he actually was. And that's the same thing dealing with the Tupac situation. Like I said, he was the first one to go over to the grand jury. The grand jury didn't need to know what the atmosphere was like. They didn't need to know any of that thing, any of what that was, right? Like I said, and for him to do that and then, talk about how Frank didn't contact him when Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. knew for a fact that Frank contacted him, So yeah, it's pretty sad, So keep an eye out and please refrain from the ear poison, should I say, that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is spewing out. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.